Hi, it's me again. So this is going to be my cast reflection, interim reflection for um, activity. Yeah, for activity. So rugby. Rugby. This is my second activity experience. The first one was cross country, which has been completed, and the second one is now rugby. It has been about a month, I would say, since I started it, but there hasn't been any rugby for about 2 weeks now, because of the break and all. So So first off, I'm going to start off by saying what I perceive or notice when doing the cast experience. So everyone is working their hardest to get better at the sport, as well as everyone's talking to each other constantly, like more than you would think, and because we're all encouraging each other with the blue mindset. Now, this is something we learned about in a rugby clinic where a coach called Steve Jackson, really amazing guy. I believe he coached for the All Blacks and things like that. So, and we had the honor of him coaching us for about a week and a half ish. So I was really honored to be able to participate in that. And something that he told us during you could call it a theory session, would be the blue mindset and the red mindset. So essentially, the red mindset is whenever you make a mistake in anything, you tend to get fixated on it, and that's the last thing you want because getting fixated on it means that you'll end up eventually making that mistake again. You'll be hating yourself for it, and it's just not a constructive mindset. Now, the blue mindset is the opposite of this. You make a mistake, you realize you've made that mistake, but what you decide to do is you don't fixate on it. You focus on you can almost say you focus on the future. You focus on not making that mistake again, on making your performance better or your attitude better, really having a good attitude. It's really blue is having a good attitude and red is having a bad attitude about mistakes and things like that. So we're constantly saying, you'll do better next time. Don't worry, we'll all do better next time, and things like that. And say like, don't get discouraged. Come on, turn that frown upside down. So that type of thing. So really good, constructive, forward-thinking, and enthusiastic comments to ourselves as well as to each other. So it actually took some time for me to actually really start considering rugby as a sport I wanted to commit to. But it's really my friends that managed to convince me, namely, I would say Alan, yeah, namely Alan, I would say, and Ian. And I really loved it because when I started, I really loved it because it was a really fun and dynamic sport. And I really, I've always wanted to take out my anger in a somewhat destructive way. And it turns out rugby is the first thing, it's the best thing that I could do. And, it's always good to take my anger out, but it's not to take it in from other people. So there's that to consider too. Like other people are going to be ramming into me as well. Um, but it's not just that. It also really helps with my fitness because as with my first cast activity experience, it was cross country. So it focused more on long distance running. Whereas this makes me better at continuous sprinting instead of long distance, which is, good. I've got, the best of both worlds. I've got long distance and I'm also training for sprinting. So long distance really built my endurance. And now it's about, applying that endurance and stamina into continuous sprinting during the games. And something that I'm still actually learning in rugby is that perseverance, communication, and collaboration are key for any player to be successful in his or her team in rugby. This is because you need to be able to communicate with your team in a way that's extremely effective. Because if you don't, then the ball is going, there's going to be a turnover. So the ball going to another team, or tactics are going to go askew. Things are just not going to work out. So that's communication and collaboration. Everybody has to be on the same page, know each other well, have a good relationship with each other so that our team play can be, that much better. And also perseverance on your side, from yourself, because if you don't persevere, if you see that, for example, you're 3 tries down, so you need to get three tries to finally tie up, and you've got X minutes in the game left. The last thing you want to do is enter that red mindset I was talking about earlier. And the first thing you want to do is decide, be resilient, persevere, say, okay, we need to score 3 tries. This is how we're going to do it. I will run my heart out. I will pass like a boss. And then that's, you tell yourself that. You tell your team that. And then, persevere until you score those 3 tries, and then you even win the game after that. So those are really things that are essential for a team to be successful as well as an individual player. And yeah, just to finish off, a side note, like I said, there hasn't been rugby training for about 2 weeks, so I'm going to have a hell of a time getting back in shape for it. So thank you. This has been Adam Alexander Ayari with his cast reflection for his second activity experience, rugby. Bye, have a great day. See you next time.